record on this computer. Hi, everybody, and
Hi.
welcome to Blessings Radio. I am your host, Jess Campbell, and today we have this amazing guest, the mind shifter, Fatima Bey.
Hello.
How are you? I really need like one of those buttons that they hits the audience, then they go the screaming and the clapping. I need to invest in getting one of those. But
We
anyway,
need a
I
machine.
scream
Just
for
press a button.
everybody. Yeah, exactly. So welcome, my love. Tell
Thank
our
you for
viewers
having me.
and our listeners a little bit about yourself. Let's start there, honey.
Well, my name is Fatima Bey, the Mind Shifter. Fatima Bey is my name. The Mind Shifter is my title. So, um, I am. I have more so been known as an award-winning seamstress, an entrepreneur, but that's not really actually the core of who I am. The Mind Shifter is the core of who I am, which is why I've decided to make a career out of what I've been doing for years. So who I am is a person that's been through a lot in life, has a lot of understanding and a whole lot of wisdom, a whole lot of just wisdom that, things that have come to me and I've learned over the years. And I've learned how to help people over the years. And that's what's at the heart of me. So I've decided to make a living from what I was created to do.
Amen for that. Thank you. Now, for those of you that don't know, Fatima also is a writer for Blessings Magazine, where she has her page, The Mind Shifter. And every month she writes these amazing articles that are so mindful and so informative. You know what I mean? Like they really bring out, it makes you do like deep research within your soul, like your readings right there. It's like you got to dig down deep and do the work, you know what I'm saying? Especially to heal and to learn and become a better person. And that's what make our audience do. So I'm so happy that you're joining us today on Blessings Radio. So, real quick, what is mind shifting?
Well, mind shifting is what I do as a mind shifter is I focus on thought process. You see, this is something that I find myself saying a lot on the air or in person. Success is really not based on means and opportunity alone. I can give you a bunch of steps to do, but if your mindset is not right, you're not going to do you're not really necessarily going to get to success or maintain success if your mind's not thinking right. See, everything in life, all of our successes, all of our failures, everything in life really is truly based on our thought process. Right or wrong, good or bad, it's all based on our thought process. So as the mind shifter, what I do is I help people to shift their thinking for their own success. Now, what success looks like for each one of us is very different. So what success is for you and what success is for me are not always going to be the same thing. What will be the same is the principle on how to get there, the details on how to get there. Now that's what's different. And as the mind shifter, what I do is I help you personalize your details with the principles that I teach.
Yeah, that is so awesome. And that's why I said, going back to your articles that you write every month for Blessings Magazine, you really make people change their way of thinking. You know what I mean? Because the way we normally see things is completely different. Like when we hear somebody else talking about it or writing about it, like you do in The Mind Shifter. Um, it really just makes you like sit back and be like, oh wow, I didn't see it that way. I wasn't looking at it that way. You know what I mean? And that's what I one of the many things that I love about your articles. So, what made you decide to do this?
Well, as I said earlier, I decided to do this because I've had a major transformation that's taken many years. It didn't happen overnight, but I've had a major transformation in my own life. And as a part of that transformation, I finally truly have accepted, recognized, and confident about my own calling in life, my own purpose in life. And I actually know what it is. And being the master seamstress as I've been for years, and winning awards for my bridal gown sewing. And those of you that don't know, I've been known for you know
You did
for
my
being.
whole wedding gowns, honey. You did
I
both
did
of
her.
them.
I
And
did just
such an
wedding gown too.
amazing job. I got so many compliments. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm glad, and that's the kind of thing that I enjoy. You know, I like that kind of stuff. Like, oh, the
Definitely.
work is beautiful. But I've won awards both nationally and internationally. Like, I won a big award from England twice for being one of the best bridal seamstresses in the world. Now, I have a whole lot of accolades when it comes to that area, but as many accolades as I have, and I didn't even name them all because it's not the point, as many accolades as I have in that area, it doesn't actually compare to what I'm actually called to do. See, what I did was I used a skill to make money, but I didn't fulfill my calling by doing that. That's really not my calling. And what most people, I can say this publicly now as a mind shifter, what most people don't realize is one of the main reasons why I did Abishai was my business name. One of the main reasons why I did wedding gowns for so long and focused on the bride, and I only worked by appointment, was basically because I love the one-on-one time with my brides. And here's the secret that I'll reveal publicly now. At least 50% of the time, when someone came to me for a fitting, it turned into some sort of a session where either I was giving them some life wisdom or I was lending an ear because they needed to de-stress. They always turned into some sort of a ministering session. And that is because that is who I am. So who you are comes out of you no matter what you're doing.
That
So
is
it came
so
out of me with my brides and my customers. I mean, Jess, you even know I was even talking to you when I
Yep,
was doing, you know,
definitely.
people get very, 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 very personal with me and tell me
Hmm.
a lot of really personal stuff, which I love it because they obviously trust me enough to share these things with me and they don't go anywhere. But what I love is that what I loved about it was that I was doing what I'm doing now, but I was only doing a piece of it because I was limited because I was in a position that wasn't for that. And I finally came to recognize that it's finally time for me to walk in my calling and make a living at it, because I believe that all of us should do that. We are not born, and I mean, none of us are born to make a living just to pay bills. What the hell, what kind of life is that?
Exactly.
That's why so many people are miserable, because that's all they're doing. That's sometimes our culture teaches us that you're successful if you have a job. No, you're not. You're successful if you're fulfilling your calling.
Hmm.
To
That is
be a
true.
successful failure, you can have lots of money, lots of men, lots of women, lots of people, blah blah blah, and be miserable as can be because you're a cow trying to be a chicken. You need to be what you were created to be,
Hmm.
and that's what I finally have learned how to do. And I want to be able to help other people do that, because anybody who knows me, anybody who's known me for more than a month, knows more than a week, knows that what I care about, what I'm most passionate about is people. I love helping people. I love to see others rise. I love to lift up others. Most of all, I love to see people grow. There is nothing that invigorates me more than watching someone become themselves. And
Exactly.
by being the mind shifter, I have the opportunity, the very opportunity to do that.
Amen. So, how do you differ from a life coach?
Life coaches. Oh boy. So, why did I say it like that? I'll be honest with you. There are some amazing life coaches out there. There really genuinely are. I've heard some life coaches and gotten some major life-changing information out of them. There's some really good ones. Unfortunately, the field has become flooded with a bunch of people that aren't. And the word life coach has become so watered down. I don't want to be one. So I'm not.
That makes
But not only that, life coaches typically go through the same sort of training and all have, not all, but most of them have the same sort of thought process. My gift, and I mean my God-given gift, is the fact that I don't think like everyone else. That is part of my gift.
sense.
Part of what you will hear from me is the reason you hear stuff from me that you don't hear from everyone else is because I'm not meant to be. My thought process is in fact different. So what I focus on is, sometimes life coaches, what they'll do is that, a lot of them will figure out how you think and give you tools. I first and foremost focus on how you think. Then we can talk about tools. Most people do it the opposite. They give you tools, they give you steps. But I also understand that if you give a chemistry recipe to a 5-year-old, well, talk about something I know. A cake recipe to a 5-year-old. How much you want to bet you ain't getting cake?
Exactly.
Because a 5-year-old can't take a recipe. They just learn how to read, if you
Uh-huh.
can. So they can't handle it because they're not at a level to do that yet. And
Mhm.
as you know, as the mind shifter, I help you to shift your thinking so that when the next person, whether that's me or someone else, gives you tools, you know what to do with them and you can use them correctly. And not just use them and they're successful for the next 5 minutes, but they're successful continually and you maintain your success, not just reach there and then fall again. Because that's what happens if your mind is not right.
Amen, honey. So, where can our listeners and viewers, because we are live streaming on Facebook, where can they get a hold of you?
Well, I have a new page on Facebook, Fatima Bey, the Mind Shifter, public figure. Please follow that. I'll be posting a lot of things on there. But most of all, what you really want to tune into is my YouTube channel. I already have videos on there. I do little nuggets of teaching, and it's free. So you
Exactly.
can you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Fatima Bey, the Mind Shifter, and Bey is spelled Bey. Now, if you want to learn more about me and more detail about me, then you go to fatimabey.com, my website, which is FATIMABEY.com, plain and simple. Also, um, if you have any ideas or questions or anything in particular pertaining to my videos or live shows or recordings, you can email me at radio@fatimabey.com.
Yeah. So if you guys have any if you need any help in anything where you feel that Fatima can definitely help you out, make sure to email her at radio@fatimabay.com. Okay. Because I am happy to announce that not only is she joining us today on Blessings Radio, my loves, she's going to be joining us every week. I feel like Oprah. And here's another one.
And you know what? I have a whole lot to say. I'll be
Yes,
honest with you.
honey.
I've
I'm
been saying this to
super
people and
excited.
I don't
That's
care about saying it publicly. I have an entire library of books in me.
yes.
So you will, so I do have a lot to say. Um, I have a whole lot to say, and much of it I said to people around me. And anyone who's followed me on Facebook for years knows that I'm known for like posting quotes and words of wisdom, and I have literally hundreds. I probably have 1,000 quotes by now, and they're literally all mine. Once in a while, I'll share a quote from someone else,
I
but
love all your quotes.
people tell me that all the time,
Oh my
and
gosh, I
they
do.
mine.
They're like
Now, sometimes
meaningful, but they're funny too, and they're just like real. You know what I'm saying? That you can so it's like all different kind of quotes that you're just like, wow, all the time. I love
I'm
it.
not. I've never been accused of being boring. Let me just tell you that.
No, not at all. Far from it, honey. Far from it. So, what can listeners expect every week from the Mind Shifter? Like, what are
You
you,
can you
what, are,
can expect.
yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what can they expect, honey? I'm sorry, go ahead.
They can expect words of life wisdom. Now, I am not one of those people where I give politically correct general purpose messages. I can't freaking stand that. And the reason I can't stand that is because they do more harm than good because people are expecting a steak and they're getting, McDonald's hamburger. They're not getting the real meat of what needs to be said. I am not politically correct. I make it a point I hate political correctness because it's so overdone in our society. It kills all truth. So I don't do that. I
Really
don't do
does.
political correctness. If you're looking for that, go down the street. Don't listen to me. But if
Mm-hmm.
you want somebody who's going to be real and honest and talk about real issues and be real, like blunt about them, that's what I do. I'm really honest. But that's also why people come to me because they're not going to get BS. I'm not going to sugarcoat crap and tell
Thank
you
you. That's what I
what.
was gonna say. No sugarcoating over
I'm
here.
gonna be I'm gonna be real with you. And so if you are going to listen to me, you're gonna hear real truth. And it might not be stuff that you like. It might not be stuff that you want to hear, but the truth is the truth. And that's the only place to start a solution has to start from the truth,
All the
from the actual reality, whatever the situation is. Um, and so what you can expect to hear from me is just pure life wisdom. Now, every single thing I say does not apply. The reason I started talking about political correctness is because people assume, because of this political correct thinking, that everything that's said means it's true for everyone at all times. And no, it's not. People go to extremes because they don't understand the concept of balance. Here's the thing, I'll give you a little freebie right now. Here's the understanding of balance most people don't have. They think if you're not a zero, you have to be 100. There's 99 numbers in between.
A whole lot of numbers, definitely.
So everything is not for everybody in every season at every moment. Some things I might say to you today, they might be like, okay, information, and then next week it'll hit you because you're dealing with it. So listen.
Yes. And I am just super stoked that you are going to be joining us every week. So, you guys, listeners, viewers, make sure you tune in to Blessings Radio 107.3 FM or live stream it at grandarts.org and tune into the lovely mind shifter Fatima Bey. It was such an honor to have you on today, and it's going to be such a blessing to have you on every week. Thank you so much, my love.
And thank you for having me. I look forward to serving your listeners.
Yes, we cannot wait. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you tune in next week. Be safe. COVID is real.